Hey everybody, welcome to Filled at Home today. We are enjoying a beautiful sunny winter January day here at our homestead, and we have been taking elderberry syrup pretty much every day of the winter, and we're running really low. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago that we made a batch, so today we are going to make another batch. The girls are going to be helping me in the kitchen, and I wanted to show you guys how we do it. It's very simple, it's very economical, and we've really enjoyed making our own elderberry this year as opposed to purchasing it. And we did previously buy it from a friend, but we don't live close to that friend anymore, so we are having to make it ourselves, but it's been fun. So join me in the kitchen. Let's go make our syrup. So if y'all aren't familiar with elderberry syrup or the history behind it, it is an antiviral herb that's been used for centuries. Actually, the Greeks used it a long time ago, and just it's kind of been, people say it's an old wives' tale, that kind of stuff, but truly, those are the things that work and that we've discovered over time that work. And it's an herb that boosts our immune system. So we've tried to find it out here around our house this fall. We had some friends that said they were finding it around where they live, so we've been looking, but we've been unsuccessful. So I ended up ordering the berries, dried berries, off of Amazon. Star West is our favorite brand, which I'll show you here in just a minute. And it's a wonderful herb for boosting your immune system. It's very high in vitamin A, B, and C, which you need all those, especially during the winter. So if we get a sunny day like this, we're trying to enjoy it and get our vitamin D in, but it's not every day that we get a day like this. So we try to take this on a very, very regular basis. And so it fights free radicals and all sorts of good stuff for the body, helps you to fight off colds. So if you were to get a cold, you would just take your elderberry, a lot more times a day. We take it once a day right now, but if you have an actual cold, if you were to get one, which this should prevent you from getting sick, but if you do get a cold or a flu or something, just triple your recipe or your daily dosage. And I'll talk about dosages here in just a minute. So here's what you're going to need today. We have our dried elderberries I ordered from Star West Botanicals. They're organic, really high quality. We have our raw unfiltered honey. Now, it's preferable to get it local, but this is what we had. We have our filtered water that is from my Pro One filter. I'll link that in the description as well. It's really important to use filtered water for this. We have ginger, just regular fresh ginger, cinnamon sticks, and cloves. And of course you need your Instant Pot or a pot on the stove. Okay, so to make our elderberry syrup in the Instant Pot, it's going to be super simple. We're going to take our elderberries and measure 1 cup of elderberry. I have a little bit of water in here I'm going to add that was left over. So 1 cup of dried elderberries. And I will link these down in the description as well. These are my favorite from Star West. They're a really good price. If you buy them early enough in the year before the cold season, you can get them for about $19. If you kind of wait till they're really high in demand, they can be up into the 20s for this package. But this package you know, I think it's at least a pound or something like that. I'm trying to find, I think it's all covered up here. But I will link this exact product in the description. I'm going to add this 1 cup of the dried berries down in my Instant Pot, along with my ginger and my 2 cinnamon sticks. And here I have 4 cups of filtered water that I filtered through my ProPure filter here. I'm just going to add that down into the pot as well. Okay. I'm just going to peel up some ginger here. 2 tablespoons about is what you're going to need. And 2 cinnamon sticks down in the pots. Okay, I'm also going to add a half a teaspoon of cloves. So this is going to be a kind of a spicy syrup, actually. And whenever we make it with the ginger and the cloves and cinnamon, we love that little zing that it, and of course all the properties from the ginger that are going to be in the syrup. So we're just going to set our Instant Pot to cook on manual for 15 minutes. So we're going to pressure cook in my pot, and I'm going to go up to 15 minutes. Once this builds pressure and cooks, you want to let it manually release. You don't want to release the steam on its own. You want it to really continue cooking as much as possible so those berries are completely done. And you'll come back here in just a second and we'll see how it all turns out. Okay, so we have smashed and strained our berries, and I put them into just a quart-sized glass jar. Glass is usually best for storing things. This is going to be stored in the fridge. But we want our elderberries to come down to room temperature before we add our 1 cup of raw honey. So I'm going to let this cool down here. You don't want to mix raw honey with something that's hot because it can actually kind of set off the enzymes and the live properties of the raw honey. So I'm just going to let this sit out here for maybe a half an hour to cool down, and then we're going to add our honey, mix it in, and it'll be ready to be taken. So once our elderberry syrup is ready here, this syrup will be good in the refrigerator for at least 2 to 3 months. So like I said, our family takes elderberry. We try to take it every day, and the recommended dosage for a child, for what we give our kids every day, is about a half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. And for an adult, it's a half a tablespoon to 1 tablespoon. So try to take that every day once you make it, and I know you're gonna love it.